She was a familiar face on Australian reality TV, a former beauty and the Geek contestant with a promising future. But what began as light-hearted television entertainment would one day spiral into one of the most shocking, brutal crimes the small town of Port Lincoln, South Australia, has ever seen. On the night of June 17, 2025, 34-year-old Tamika Chesser allegedly transformed from a popular reality star to an accused killer, dismembering, beheading, and burning her partner in a scene so horrific that seasoned investigators called it one of the most confronting crime scenes they'd ever encountered. And now, the world watches in disbelief as new details emerge, exposing a story of domestic turmoil, mental health struggles, celebrity downfall, and a town forever scarred. Before we unpack this disturbing story, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. We bring you gripping true crime cases every day, from the USA, UK, Canada, and Australia, and trust me, you'll want to be here when we follow this case to its shocking conclusion. To the public, Tamika Chesser was the image of charm and beauty. As a professional model, OnlyFans creator, and reality TV personality, she built a public persona filled with confidence and glamour. But behind closed doors in the quiet, coastal town of Port Lincoln, something sinister had been brewing, something that would eventually erupt in unimaginable violence. Locals had no idea the tragic storm about to descend on their normally peaceful community. Tamika relocated to Port Lincoln about 6 months before the killing. It was there she met 39-year-old Julian Story, a local well-known for his gentle nature, friendly demeanor, and active community involvement. Though friends described their relationship as passionate, it was also tumultuous. Neighbors recalled frequent, escalating arguments, with Tamika's behavior becoming increasingly erratic. Multiple residents reported overhearing heated exchanges and witnessing Tamika storm out of their home on several occasions. Despite this, many who knew Julian said he tried to keep the peace, often brushing off concerns and maintaining a quiet, kind reputation in town. Everything came to a horrifying head on June 19, 2025, when emergency services responded to reports of a fire at the couple's unit on Flinders Highway. A nearby neighbor, alerted by the smell of smoke and the sight of flames, bravely rushed in with a fire extinguisher. Inside, the scene was unspeakable. Authorities later revealed that Julian's mutilated, charred remains were found inside. His body had been dismembered, his head missing, and the apartment filled with evidence of attempts to destroy the crime scene. The responding officers, some with decades of service, described the discovery as one of the most disturbing they had ever witnessed. Later that day, police released chilling CCTV footage showing Tamika walking through town, dressed head to toe in black, carrying a jerry can and leading her 3 dogs, hours before the fire. Witnesses recalled seeing her wandering aimlessly, with a vacant, detached expression. Investigators believe Tamika spent several hours on foot after the killing, reportedly without any clear destination, as though she were disassociating from reality. When officers arrived to detain her, Tamika was found in a catatonic, unresponsive state in the backyard of the property. She was immediately arrested and later charged with murder, interfering with human remains to pervert justice, and assaulting a police officer. During the booking process, she reportedly exhibited erratic behavior and appeared mentally disoriented. Authorities transferred Tamika to James Nash House, South Australia's secure forensic mental health facility. Medical professionals placed her under strict evaluation, deeming her unfit for a standard holding cell due to her deteriorating mental health. The coroner's preliminary report confirmed Julian died from multiple blunt and sharp force injuries, sustained around midnight on June 17th. After the fatal attack, Tamika is believed to have attempted to cover up the crime by setting the bathroom ablaze. Disturbingly, Julian's head remains missing. Police, SES crews, and divers launched extensive searches across nearby beaches, waterways, and scrubland, desperate to locate it and offer Julian's family some form of closure. As of this recording, the head has not been recovered, deepening the trauma for loved ones. Port Lincoln, a town known for its fishing industry and serene coastal views, is now grappling with its darkest chapter. Residents spoke of their shock, disbelief, and heartbreak. Neighbors described Tamika as once bubbly and sweet, though many noticed a troubling shift in her behavior leading up to the crime. Some locals reported witnessing Tamika display signs of paranoia, agitation, and reclusive tendencies in the weeks before the killing. In the aftermath, the mayor of Port Lincoln and Julian's family issued heartfelt statements, expressing gratitude toward first responders and the community while mourning an unimaginable loss. In a public statement, Tamika's sister pleaded with the media and public to consider her mental health struggles. She revealed a history of trauma and psychosis that had plagued Tamika for years. Family members cited incidents of past breakdowns and periods of hospitalization. Julian's grieving relatives, meanwhile, described him as a beautiful soul, beloved in his community and deeply missed. They thanked emergency personnel and volunteers for their compassion and professionalism throughout the ordeal. On December 2025, Tamika will return to court. A forensic mental health evaluation will determine whether she's fit to stand trial. If declared mentally competent, a committal hearing will proceed to assess whether enough evidence exists to formally send the case to trial. Legal experts believe the defense may argue for a verdict of not guilty by reason of mental incompetence. A rare outcome, but one that would mean Tamika could be held indefinitely in a mental health institution rather than a prison. The shocking nature of the crime, combined with Tamika's public profile, has made this case a true crime obsession not just in Australia, but across the USA, UK, and Canada. Major outlets like CBS, 7 News, and the Daily Beast continue to track the story, while podcasts and YouTube creators dissect every new detail. Fans of Beauty and the Geek have expressed disbelief, flooding online forums with memories of Tamika's time on the show, struggling to reconcile the bubbly reality star with the accused killer now before them. This case has reopened uncomfortable conversations about mental health, domestic violence, celebrity downfall, and legal accountability. It forces society to confront the thin, often invisible line between public personas and private suffering, and what can happen when untreated mental illness, trauma, and volatile relationships collide. We'll be right here when this case returns to court in December. So if you want to stay ahead of every update on the Tamika Chesser case, the Port Lincoln trial, and the search for justice for Julian Story, make sure to subscribe now, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment below. What part of this case shook you the most? Do you believe the court will find her fit to stand trial? Should mental illness excuse such brutality? We want to hear from you.